Upon re-entering the mansion, go through the left door of the double doors and make your way all the way up the hallway to the top left door of the mansion. As you move, keep your flashlight up and towards the center of the corridor to keep ghosts from spawning and scaring Luigi. Anytime Luigi is scared, he will stop moving and you will lose about a second. As you enter the bathroom, walk to the bottom left corner and face southwest and scare skip. As you hear the ghost spawn, put away the Game Boy Horror and hold out the vac to maintain the southwest angle that you have. Walk back and let the grabber latch on. Quickly shake them off with the C-stick and turn around to stun both for a double. Center yourself along the left wall just under where the key spawns. Mash through EGAD's message before turning around, pulling out the vacuum and pointing it straight up. Begin to walk back and drag the key all the way to the door. Make your way back down the hallway to the ballroom. This room can be hard for new runners, so don't be upset if it takes a while to get used to. Upon entering, hold north on the analog stick, right on the C-stick, and quickly scare skip. Immediately begin to suck off the masks of the Shy Guys. Complete the double while moving toward the center of the room to ensure the next set of Shy Guys spawns. As the Shy Guys dance downward, first suck off the mask of the Shy Guy that is higher up, then the other in the set. We do this to ensure that we do not accidentally suck off the masks of the third set of Shy Guys on the right side of the room. If we do, we will miss the cycle and have to wait for them to respawn. Stun the Shy Guys and capture them moving toward the top of the room to get the last set of Shy Guys. For a small time save, try to time switching from the vacuum to the flashlight for the stun so that you don't suck up the mask, just make it fall off. Now there is one even faster way to complete this room. Shy Guy 6-piece is a strat that was discovered recently and saves just a couple of seconds. Similar to the double strat, upon entering the room, hold a northeast angle on the analog stick and immediately turn and do a fast scare skip. It needs to be fast so that the Shy Guy's hurt box has not yet become tangible. Brush against both the orange and the white Shy Guy so that they swing at Luigi and then begin to follow him after. If you do not do this step successfully, only one Shy Guy will follow, or they will never follow, and 6-piece will not be possible. Move down right and bonk into the yellow Shy Guy from below him so that Luigi either goes down or to the right. If Luigi goes left after the bonk, the 6-piece will be harder. Hold L, move down to the third set, and push the pink Shy Guy up to the purple. As the third set swings at you, move to the right of the Shy Guys. Switch to R, only holding it halfway down to suck off the masks of the first 4, and then hold R all the way to get the last set that is still walking toward Luigi. Quickly stun them all and complete the 6-piece. If you mess up during the bonk, you can always bonk into the purple Shy Guy from the right before sucking off the masks as a backup. I wouldn't recommend trying this strat as a new runner, but once you successfully attempt the 6-piece, it feels just as good as it looks. After completing Shy Guys, move to the left rotating platform and prepare for the floating Rolindas. These ghosts are interesting in that there are 2 different points they can show their heart. The first being when they reach the bottom left end of the platform. This RNG is referred to as early release, or ER, by the community. The other point they will show their heart is 10 seconds later when they reach the center of the platform. At the time of video production, we do not have a way of manipulating this RNG, but ER really doesn't matter, so don't worry about it. A lot of new runners will opt for bottom left Rolindas and then use the platform to propel Luigi to the front of the chest. More experienced players typically do topside Rolindas. If you do opt for this strat, your first couple of pumps need to be nearly perfect if you get ER so that you do not lose control while on the platform, which would make the suck up much harder. Grab the key and head up to storage. Upon entering, walk northwest and shake the bucket to eliminate a possible poisonous mushroom before turning around and capturing the puncher ghost. As you complete the suck up, move to the top left corner to complete poster skip. Normally after completing the room and moving the wall, there is a poster hiding the boo release button. We can remove the poster while completing the room by turning left toward the wall before holding R, flicking C-stick down, and holding left on the analog stick. Luigi will begin to run into the wall, and after a couple of seconds he will pull off the poster. After poster skip, catch the grabber ghost that spawned below you and face left in the area shown on the screen. As the ghosts spawn, begin to walk downward, causing the purple ghost to punch left. Turn around and stun both ghosts as the puncher crosses the grabber. The faster way to do this double is to stand facing left on the horizontal line to the left of the ghost spawn point to ensure they both spawn. Scare skip, then move right with the vacuum out so that the purple puncher will swing upward. Go down and then whip around clockwise as the ghost begins to punch to stun and capture both ghosts before pressing the button on the bottom wall. After the short cutscene, move to the top left area of the room and press the other button to release the boos. Mash through all of EGAD's text before re-entering the hidden mansion. Go back up the stairs to Parlor for the first boo. Each room will have 2 pings, one for the actual boo and the other for a decoy. Here is all the potential places the boo could be in this room. The spawn point probabilities will sometimes be important, however this room has a set route so the probabilities are irrelevant. Immediately pull out the vacuum and check the bottom right drawer for the boo. Begin to walk up with Luigi facing southeast to the top right corner of the tablecloth. Stop for a brief moment so that the vacuum will grab the tablecloth and set up the text skip. It is important to note that if there is a lump in the tablecloth, there is something under it, however it is always better to go for the text skip first. If the boo decoy is in the drawer and there is not a lump in the table, you can tell from the boo radar speed where the potential boo may be. If it is blinking rapidly, the ping is pointing toward the bookshelf or the painting. If it is barely blinking at all, it is in the far cabinet. Catch the boo with the text skip if applicable, then move to the ante room where you should knock on each drawer to try and find the boo. R-pump the boo once and hope that he goes left so that you can follow him all the way to the wardrobe upon completion of the suck-up. If he goes down, just R-pump normally. The wardrobe boo can be in 4 different places, the shoe rack or one of the 3 wardrobes. This boo is interesting in that we have a very precise way to read the radar. If the radar is immediately fast and always fast, the boo will be in either the shoe rack or one of the far wardrobes. If it is fast and then slow, it is in the shoe rack and then the top right wardrobe. If it is slow and then fast, it is in the top right wardrobe and one of the others. If it is slow and always slow, it is in one of the far wardrobes. Follow the boo back to the door and end the suck up below the mirror so that you may warp back to the lobby. Head back to the storage room where the boo can be in any of the 9 boxes. To hit all boxes at once, I like to walk forward with the vac out, flick C-stick down, and slightly move right on the boxes. Capture the boo and move back toward the door upon completion of the suck-up. If you are comfortable boo dragging, you can pull the boo back closer to the door as you capture him to ensure you make it all the way back to the door upon completion. The ballroom boo can be in any of the top 4 chairs or the painting between them. Upon re-entering the room, face left as you pull out the vacuum and check all of the chairs before knocking on the painting. To know the chair was checked, you should see the dust fly out of it. R-pump the boo once before following him to the door and R-pump again if needed so that he does not leave. Make your way back up the hallway to the lower top left door that is now unlocked since you caught 5 boos. Immediately pull out the vacuum to open the toilet and grab the key before mirror warping back to the lobby. Head back into the hallway and to the right to enter the fortune teller's room before going right to the mirror room. Walk to the center of the room and scare skip facing south before catching the grabber that spawns above you. Go to the bottom right of the room and scare skip facing south along the bottom wall before turning around and catching another grabber. Scare skip still facing south along the bottom wall on the right side and move to get grabbed by the lower ghost. Shake him off while facing southeast to make sure the grabber will be close to the other. Turn around to complete a double and repeat this process on the left side of the room, except shake off the ghost facing southwest. As you complete the suck up, move to the far right wall and try to knock on the coffee table before the chest spawn animation happens. The boo in this room can spawn in 5 different places. The top 2 candlesticks and the painting on the right wall with an 11.1% chance. The bottom right candlestick with a 22.2% chance, or the coffee table with a 44.4% chance of the boo being there. This is why it is important to try and knock on the table before the animation begins. Once you do find the boo, open the chest before capturing the boo. The goal is to suck up the boo and either land on the fire medallion as the suck up ends, or to have it sucked into the vacuum after the boo. We do this so that we can save and reset the game by holding X, B, and start to completely skip the EGAD text, saving about 8 seconds. If you end up accidentally grabbing the medallion before completing the suck up, you can still exit the room normally, but will have to return later to capture the boo. Upon re-entering the mansion, head back to the hallway and grab fire from the candle on your left before re-entering the fortune teller's room where you need to light the candles to spawn the key. Face right with the vacuum all the way up beside the bottom right side of Clairvoyant's table. Begin to walk up as the key faces right. Make your way all the way up the hallway to light the candlestick the butler is holding. Now this is where what the community refers to as Butler Cycle begins. We will need to make our way back down the hallway to the door at the bottom left corner of the mansion. Keep in mind that the further away the butler is in the top left of the hallway, the more ease you will have completing the cycle. It will just be slower. Upon entering the laundry room, open the washing machine on the far end before turning around to spawn the puncher ghost. Catch the puncher and try to drag the hat back to the center of the room. Then move to the right side and scare skip facing south. Catch the grabber before scare skipping again facing south to the left of the bottom door. As you hear the ghost spawn, move to the left wall and shake off the grabber before turning around to complete a double. At the end of the suck up, you will want to grab the hat. You can get an animation skip by grabbing the hat at the end of the room clear jingle. Most people opt to walk into the hat to make this happen, but I find it much easier to do this by holding out fire and then switching to the vacuum so that the hat hits Luigi. If you have not heard the butler let out his relaxing sigh, open the chest before entering his room. We do this so that you do not get the chest spawn animation when you re-enter later. Upon entering the butler's room, immediately turn right and pull out the Game Boy Horror to scan the mouse hole before sucking up the butler. Try to stay along the bottom wall as you complete the suck up to easily land in front of the chest upon completion. If your Butler Cycle was fast enough, you should be able to check both pings for the boo with a good read, but a lot of the time the boo will move. If you are worried about the butler despawning, stun the butler with the flashlight before scanning the mouse hole, then move back to the butler to complete the suck up. The boo in this room can be in 4 places: the tool cabinet with a 57.1% chance, or the ironing board, sewing machine, and bucket, all with a 14.3% chance. As you open the chest, if you get this fast ping, the boo is possibly in the sewing table. After checking, grab the key. If the boo was not there, go ahead and move toward the tool shed since they will most likely be there. Upon completing the suck up of the boo, move to the mouse hole so that you can get sucked in, which will skip the EGAD text. This skip is exclusive to the Japanese version, so if you are on English, do not be frustrated that it's not working. Upon entering, you should still have plenty of fire, so flashlight cancel before pulling out the Game Boy Horror and scanning the mouse hole again. Try to not scan the mouse hole in the absolute center because there is a dead spot. Proceed to open each chest that contains a ghost and burn them with fire before moving on to the next. After burning them all one last time on the 4th chest, go to the bottom right corner. As they approach, turn around for a triple. Now here is a faster, more advanced way to do the room. Scare skip as you open the first chest, then burn the ghost just enough to remove the elemental barrier. Move down to the second chest and open it while holding out the vacuum so the bats will attack you. Luigi should get hit giving you iframes. Burn both the ghosts before moving to the 3rd chest, opening it and burning them all again. Move down to the 4th chest, open it and burn just enough to remove the elemental barrier before going right and whipping back to stun all 4 ghosts. The boo and hidden room can potentially be in 5 different chests with a 20% chance for each chest. I try to finish the suck up so that I can knock on the bottom right chest during the animation of the room clearing. After knocking on that chest, if there is a fast ping, you know that the radar is pointing toward the chest above you or to the far right. If there is not a fast ping, move to the left and check the other 2 chests. As the boo moves into the vacuum, walk back into the mouse hole to skip the text once again. As you re-enter the laundry room, put the vacuum straight up and move toward the bucket. If the Game Boy is not pinging fast, move to the left side of the room and check the cabinet and basket of clothes. If the Game Boy is pinging fast, stand against the bucket facing north to check both the bucket and the rack. Now there is a possible text skip here, but you will need to be able to drag the boo back each pump. Pull the boo back to the towels on the wall. As the boo hits 0, you will need to grab the towel and hold a southeast angle on both the analog and C-stick. Laundry boo text skip, or LBTS, is a little bit more advanced, so I do not necessarily recommend going for it early on, but if you are confident you will not drop the boo in the process, it doesn't hurt to try. Make your way back up the hallway and enter the conservatory. Shake all of the instruments from left to right and approach the piano to interact with Melody. Mash through her text, listen to the tune she plays, and answer the question. The answer to her question will either be water as the first option or Super Mario Bros. 3 as the third option. If you are on the JP version and can't read the answers, just know that if the third answer choice is short, then that is correct. If not, it is the first answer choice. To begin the battle, pull out fire and walk back pointing it straight up. Move left to right on both the analog and C-stick to burn the music sheets. Immediately switch back to vacuum and begin to capture Melody in the bottom right corner. Sometimes Melody can be a little tricky in the way she moves, so pay close attention during the suck-up. As you finish capturing Melody, move up to the top right corner to check the cabinet and the piano where the boo will most likely be. If you do not have a fast ping, open the chest and make your way across the room checking where the ping takes you. This room can take some getting used to when it comes to reading the radar, but the more you do it, the easier it will become. If the boo is on the right, it's best to try and capture the boo and then grab the key. Be careful with your angles so that you do not disrupt the suck-up by auto-locking the key. If the boo was to the left of the piano, I like to grab the key and then get the boo to get Luigi closer to the door. Make your way back down the hallway, through the dining room, and into the kitchen. It is important to make sure you have enough fire before entering this room, so when you get into the dining room, if you are not confident in using just one bar of fire, briefly stop to grab some more. Upon entering, pull out the vacuum and approach the refrigerator with the vacuum. Wait just a moment before moving away so the door does not hit you as it swings open. Hold out fire until the ghost spawns, which should just remove the elemental barrier. Capture the ghost moving back to the chest. As you open the chest, for a small time save, you can pull out the vacuum and try to shake the faucet as you grab the medallion. If done correctly, the water elemental will spawn as you mash through the EGAD text. Quickly grab water and move toward the left to check for the boo and put out the fire on the door. If there is not a ping for the left side after watering the door, move to the right end of the room and check the refrigerator and china cabinet. While you can individually check each object, if the boo and decoy are on the right side, it is better to check both at the same time. Angle your vacuum in between the crease of the door and frame of the fridge to hit both objects. As you suck up the boo, if you are confident in dragging them, pull the boo back toward the door. If the boo happens to be in the dishwasher and you are comfortable dragging the boo, you can set up a tech skip. First you will need to put out the fire as you knock on the washer. Then move to grab the tablecloth and pull it back as the boo spawns. Pull it off as much as you can before switching to the boo. The timing for letting go of the tablecloth can be difficult, so it may take some practice. Drag the boo back toward the table and grab the corner of the cloth at the end of the suck-up. If you do not grab the corner, the cloth will slowly come off at the side of the table, making the tech skip slower and possibly unsuccessful. Walk through the next door to the boneyard and flashlight cancel before approaching Spooky. Have him charge you twice, leading him down to the patch of grass where the bone will fall. On the third charge, allow him to grab you while standing just below the patch of grass and quickly shake him off. We allow Spooky to grab us on the third charge because it forces Mr. Bones to spawn. Mr. Bones will spawn either to the right, the top right, or just below the doghouse. If Spooky is not too far away from the patch of grass after capturing Mr. Bones, he will immediately show his heart, which is why we want Spooky to grab us just below it. Quickly capture Spooky and try to end the suck-up near the doghouse so that you can quickly scan it before being sucked into the graveyard. This hitbox is huge. If you miss it, you're bad. Upon entering the graveyard, walk up and knock on the upper middle gravestone. After the ghosts appear, begin to walk up around the left side and flash the first ghost. As you flash the first ghost, make sure to maintain a north angle with Luigi's body. If Luigi is facing right, the ghost on the far right end will stop moving and throw the bone at Luigi, making the double not possible. With the north angle, the ghost on the right will either move up immediately, making the double possible, or stall for a little while before moving up for the double. Stall the first ghost by flickering the flashlight every second as you wait for the second ghost to be in the right position. This double can be done faster, but this strat is a little more difficult and it is easy to lose the double trying to do it. Approach the gravestone using the vacuum so that you can pass it and still spawn the ghosts. Move all the way to the top gravestone before turning and flashing the first ghost facing completely right. A brief moment will pass and the second ghost will begin to move. Hold B to turn off the flashlight and begin to move either up for an easier double or right for a wide, hard double depending on the direction the ghost goes. If the ghost goes right, the double is possible, however, it will be extremely wide and takes quite a bit of practice to do it consistently. After completing the double, move down right and capture the last ghost. Pull the ghost up to Bogmyre's gravestone so that upon completion, the cutscene will immediately begin. During the cutscene, make sure to not press any buttons on the controller or you could alter Luigi's position or worse, Bogmyre's spawn point. The Bogmyre boss fight is going to be a harder boss fight for new runners, but if you remain precise and learn when to dial back the pumps, you can consistently one-cycle Bogmyre. Right before the cutscene ends, begin to hold R and move slightly forward to suck up the shadow. To time my movement away from Bogmyre, I count to 4 from when I first hear him let out his sound. At 4, begin to move right and the shadow ball should follow you. Once you reach Bogmyre, shoot the ball while holding L so that you can quickly press down R again and begin the suck up. Now before we begin the suck up, there is a faster way to get the shot off. Similarly, begin to count to 5 when Bogmyre lets out his sound. On 5, begin to walk right and flick the C stick to the right to turn the vacuum to face northeast. Release the ball once it hits the vacuum. While this strat is slightly faster, it can make the suck up a little bit harder since he has more room to move. Once you begin the suck up, Bogmyre will either go left or right. If he goes right, he will get stuck on the wall and you can keep pulling the same angle until he begins to go left. The key to this fight is very precise angles to remain in control. If you are unfamiliar with control, when Bogmyre is dragging Luigi and there is no arc in the vacuum stream, you do not have control and pumping back will cause you to break off without extremely precise angles. If Bogmyre takes control, begin to hold back in the opposite direction Bogmyre is moving until Luigi returns to the lean back position with an arc in the vacuum stream. Then you can begin to pump back again. Once you get more comfortable, if you lose control around 20 to 40 HP, you can still pretty easily win the fight with normal pumps. If Bogmyre goes left at the beginning of the fight, you will need to have very good angles or you will be fighting for control at the beginning of the fight. Do not be discouraged if the fight seems inconsistent for you, it just takes a little bit of practice. Upon capturing Bogmyre, grab the Area 3 key and head back to the lab. Thank you so much for watching the Area 2 video, and I hope it makes a difference in your experience learning the game. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or follow me on Twitch where you can ask me live. Don't forget to punch the thumbs up and subscribe. See you next time.